Welcome to part 3 of my collection video, which I'm recording for the second time. Sadly, my stupid computer, I don't know what's up with this laptop. It lost part 3 last time. So, if you haven't seen part 1 and 2, they describe everything about the quality of the video, all of that. Let's just get down to it again. Tetris, the Nintendo version. I do want the 10-gen version at some point. Rather cool, but I'm fine with just the Tetris for now. Label's pretty bunged up on my To the Earth. One of the harder Zapper games. Hardest one I've found. I don't much care for it, but it's cool. Tiny Toons. You play as either Buster Bunny, Dizzy Devil, or Plucky Duck. Each has their own abilities. You can choose between them at the start of the level. Pretty awesome game. Trojan, you're a guy with a sword and a shield in post-apocalyptic somewhere. You block with the shield, fight with the sword. It's by Capcom. It's a good little game. And Urban Champion. Knock the other guy into a manhole. It's a fighter. Not a very complex fighter, but it's a fighter nonetheless. Yeah, so that's that shelf. Now we'll go back to the last of the NES games. There's a few more here. Okay, we have Videomation. MS Paint for your NES with a few extra animation features added. Wow! If you like MS Paint, you'll like Videomation. Wild Gunman, my favorite Zapper game. I swear there's a guy in a sombrero and a poncho who looks like he has a happy face between his legs when you shoot him. Wizards and Warriors 3, Kuro's Visions of Power. I don't have any of the other Wizards and Warriors games, but that's a pretty good game. Wrecking Crew, I love it. It has its own level editor. It's pretty cool. There are enemies that are eggplants. Xexes, in part a platformer, in part a shooter, and the only game I've ever seen with women in a bathtub. You don't obviously see anything, you only see them from the shoulders up. But you're Apollo, this little guy who runs around and shoots things and collects a currency called E. Yoshi. I own every puzzle game Nintendo released themselves for the NES except for Wario's Woods and Tetris 2. So Yoshi would make sense to have. Yoshi Cookie, the sequel to Yoshi. Different from Yoshi, Yoshi being more Tetris Dr. Mario style. Legend of Zelda 2, Adventure of Link. Gold cartridge. Gray one being the rare version, gold one being the common version. As you'll note, Zelda 2 not filed with the the Legend of Zelda, because the Legend of Zelda is L, Zelda 2, Z. Zoda's Revenge, Star Tropics 2, North America only release, highly recommended. Get this game if you like Star Tropics. Get this game if you like games like Star Tropics. Alright, on to the future. The 16-bit era is upon us. Super Nintendo, of which my brother has a far greater collection, but I have some greats among mine as well. Starting with Donkey Kong Country. Very, very wicked. There's a 101% save file on that cartridge. Donkey Kong Country 2, there's a 102% save file on here, and a save file in Barrel Axe mode, which eliminates all the Donkey Kong barrels. So you can't, you don't get any DK barrels to replenish your characters. Donkey Kong Country 3, I had an accident over the summer that erased all my files. I had a 103% file with all blue flags, meaning I beat every level with Kitty, and was working on a harder mode save file with only Dixie flags, but I lost it. So I'm working on getting those back. EVO is an evolution game. You're a little fish, you swim about and eat things and evolve, you know, a horn or bigger jaws or whatever, then you become a dinosaur or a bird, and then eventually you become like a man, and you kill things, and it's a cool game. F-Zero, highly recommendable racing game, uses the Super FX chip, always cool. Mega Man 7, I had the first 6 on NES, so why would I not have the 7th one on SNES? Here we go with the rest of my SNES games. Mega Man X, the first of the Mega Man X series. Mega Man X2, the second of the Mega Man X series, far better than Mega Man X, in my honest opinion. And a close tie for my favorite in the series. Mega Man X3, the first one that lets you play as Zero. Very awesome, very recommended, also very rare to find. So if you find one cheap, buy it. Super Mario World, no need explaining that. Uniracers, two-dimensional unicycle racing. Very kick-ass. Interesting game. Now, I don't know whether to class this as a game or to not class this as a game, but this is the Super Game Boy. It lets me play my Game Boy games on the TV, so I'm classifying it as a game, although some might classify it as an accessory. It is model SNS-027. So it could be classified as an accessory, however, I'm showing it with the games. Proceeding forward, we make a leap from SNES to N64. Sadly, my brothers lent away a bunch of our best N64 games as young children, and we never saw them again. So, if you borrowed a Pokemon Stadium or Stadium 2 from my brother, that really pissed me off, because it had all my best Pokemon on them. So I need to reacquire those. But we have Blast Corps. Awesome. There's a nuclear missile truck, out of control. And you have to use a bulldozer or a dump truck or a big mech or whatever to destroy whatever is in the path of the missile so it doesn't explode. Donkey Kong 64. Nowhere near as good as its SNES counterparts, but Donkey Kong 64. Iggy's Wrecking Balls. The weirdest racing game I've ever played. Don't ask me why I have it. It's Iggy's Wrecking Balls. Mario Party. The hardest game for your N64 controllers. Part of the reason why I hardly ever play the game. Mario Kart. One of the best reasons to own an N64. Mario Kart 64. Mario Golf. It's Mario Golf. Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. That's a pretty cool racing game. You can actually feel the speed. Those guys are... It's like F-Zero in that fashion. You can really feel the speed. Now, out of alphabetical order are my N64 games, I will admit. But Bomberman 64, awesome game. Very awesome game. GoldenEye 007. Why would anyone own an N64 and not own GoldenEye? You'd have to be a moron. Penny Racers. My ultimate favorite N64 racing game outside of Mario Kart. Very awesome. You can build your own tracks. You can race cars and shoot weapons at people. But you have to pick what weapons you want before you start the race, which is kind of interesting. Then you only have a limited number of those weapons for the duration of the race. Perfect Dark. If you owned GoldenEye and you loved GoldenEye, you'll probably love Perfect Dark just as much or more than you loved GoldenEye. Need I say more? And lastly, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Oh wow. I must have gone through it faster this time. I still have 5 minutes left. Well, in that case, I'm going to move on. Let me put back the N64 game. Oh, I've discovered another N64 game, WWF Attitude. If you're a wrestling fan, yay. Otherwise, like me, nay. My brother bought it. They both don't want N64, so they gave me the N64 titles. The WWF Attitude may end up in a trade video, so somebody who likes WWF can have it. Let's move forward a generation and skip off of Nintendo for a brief segue. Mega Man 8 for PlayStation 1 and Soul Blade for PlayStation 1. I don't actually own a PlayStation, but these were two games I saw that I couldn't pass up. I emulate them on my computer, as bad as that might sound, using my CD-ROM drive. I also happen to have a girlfriend who has a PlayStation 2 that I can play them in. And back to Nintendo. We're going to scooch right along into GameCube. With Animal Crossing. Very addictive, very awesome. However, I haven't been to my town in a couple of years. Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. I'm actually borrowing this from my brother, but I doubt he'll want it back as he doesn't play console games anymore. Mega Man Anniversary Collection. I know, you might say, well, Liam, you own all the games on Mega Man Anniversary Collection, so why buy it? Well, I bought it because it has the Power Fighters and the Power Battles and the Power Fighters 2 on it. But I have to say that the control scheme for many of the Mega Man games on Anniversary Collection on GameCube kind of sucks. If you're going to buy Mega Man Anniversary Collection, I recommend buying the Xbox or PlayStation 2 version, solely for that reason. Mega Man X Collection. I bought this for 4, 5, and 6, and for Battle and Chase, the Mega Man kart racing game. Soul Calibur 2 with Link, a must-have for any Zelda fan or people who like Soul Calibur. Time Splitters 2. This is a game I'm desperately hunting for, that I'm borrowing from my brother. He does want it back. He's the one who does play console games. And I also have his copy of Future Perfect right now. So if you have a Time Splitters 2 or Future Perfect for GameCube you want to get rid of, let me know. So I'm going to cut the video here and do sort of a closing out thing for the third video, which I'm recording for the second time because my stupid computer didn't seem to want to process it correctly. But when I come back after this, we will have the remaining GameCube titles and the Wii. And then we'll go on to portables. Alright. See you in the fourth video.